Hey everybody! I love learning new recipes, and today we're gonna learn one together. I'm making this fresh mozzarella cheese that everyone's gonna love. So let's get started. Normally, I test recipes before I bring them to you, but I've got a big event coming up and I'm really pressed for time, and this recipe seems so simple and fast that I'm doing this one for the first time right now, and I promise not to edit out any fails, so if I bomb this one, we can all have a good laugh together. Now, there are only a few ingredients to this recipe, and of course, I'm going to start with milk. And if you've got access to some raw milk directly from a farm, well, then I envy you. But I'm using regular old homogenized and pasteurized whole milk, and this is going to work just fine. But don't try this with ultra pasteurized milk, also known as high temperature pasteurized milk, because that won't curdle and you'll just end up with a pot of sour milk. I've got some citric acid, and you can find this in the canning section of your local department store, but they may not have that outside of canning season, so you can also get it online and probably at a lot of grocery stores. And this is liquid rennet, and I picked this up at my local brew shop, but it's also sold at a lot of natural food stores. And aside from that, I've just got some plain salt for seasoning. The first thing I'm going to do is to dissolve 1.5 teaspoons of the citric acid into 1 cup of water. And I'm going to stir this really well until it is completely dissolved. I'm going to put the whole gallon of milk into my pot. And a nice heavy pot will help here to heat things evenly. And I'm going to stir the citric acid right into that cold milk. Now I'm going to bring this up to temperature kind of gradually over medium-low heat, and I'll stir it frequently to keep that from scalding. And I'm not going to get this very hot. I'm just going to bring it up to 90 degrees Fahrenheit. And as that's heating up, I'm going to mix 1/2 teaspoon of that liquid rennet into 1/4 cup of water. Once you get that to 90 degrees Fahrenheit, get that right off of the heat. Now I'm going to give this just a little swirl to get it started. And then pour that rennet right in there, all around. And now stir that for 30 seconds. Just want to get it thoroughly stirred. If you overstir that, you can break up that curd too much, and it's going to make the rest of the process a little more difficult. Now, get the lid on there, and we're going to let that sit for 5 minutes. Now it's been 5 minutes, and I'm hoping that I've got one solid lump of curd in here separated from the whey. And that's not exactly what I was looking for. Ooh, neither was that. But it has set up, so I'm going to continue as if it looked how I wanted it to look. So, I'm going to cut this in a crosshatch pattern. And it has not set up very... Oh, I see the whey down below now, so maybe we're doing alright. Now I'm going to do this at around 1-inch spaces. Oh yeah, now it's coming. Yeah, that looks like it looks pretty good. And now this way, also at around 1-inch spaces. Now I'm gonna reheat this back on medium-low heat. And I'm gonna be heating this to 105 degrees Fahrenheit. And as it heats, I'm gonna stir this very, very slowly. I don't want to break those curds up too much, so I'm just gonna kind of stir it and get under and lift just a little bit. And then I'll just continue to do that every few seconds until this comes up to temp, and that shouldn't take very long to get to 105. You can feel this kind of firming up as you go, as some more of that whey gets drawn out of the milk solids there. Now, there we go. We're at 105 Fahrenheit now. I'm going to kill the heat again for now. Now, I've got my sieve with some cheesecloth in there. I'm gonna start scooping this out and popping it right in there. Just strain it. The curd's big enough you could get away with a sieve like this, but I don't know if this one is big enough, so going with the cheesecloth here. There we go. Now quickly, I'm gonna season this whey with a tablespoon of plain or kosher salt. Just stir that in really quick. Now I'm going to pull some of the whey out and put it in this other bowl to get it started cooling off. Let me strain that a little. So I'm going to need some cooled off whey to rest this in. And now I'm going to keep this whey over here hot. I'm going to heat it up to about 180 degrees Fahrenheit. And in the meantime, I'm going to press some of the whey out of the cheese. And after I get a lot of that whey pressed out of there, I'll squeeze it a little bit. And you can just pick it up and do this with your hands once you get a glob that you can handle. This one's still a little bit big, so squeeze that out. Actually gonna, this whey over here is already cooling down, so I'm gonna set that one aside. Move this over here. Now I can pick it up. Now I can just press some of that out. I'm making such a mess. But I'm just looking to get this pressed out a little bit and formed into kind of a ball. There, it's good. Starting to hold together now. There we go. Now you can see that this is still pretty rough, so I need to get it heated up again so I can pull it and smooth it out. And the easy way to do this is just to put it in a bowl of the whey and then microwave it for 20 seconds at a time until it gets nice and soft. But I don't have a microwave down here, so I'm going to do it the old-fashioned way. And I'm going to plop this mass back into this 180 degree whey for about 20 seconds. Now, I'll give that a poke. Still got some to go. I want it to get pretty soft, so I'll give it another 20 seconds. It's starting to soften up, but I couldn't quite pull it yet if I wanted to. We'll keep it going until it gets nice and malleable. Oh, just before I pull that, I'll get some hot whey down into the bowl for working this. Yeah, I'll get it over here. Oh, it is hot, so be careful. Stretch it and fold it. Not quite super stretchy yet. Stretch and fold. That nice and warm. Alright. Ooh, now I can feel it starting to loosen up. It wasn't quite hot enough when I first pulled it out of there. And it's starting to get a little shiny too. If it starts cooling down too much, you can pop it right back into that hot whey over there. I think I will for about 10 seconds, but it's starting to get shiny and smooth now. And honestly, everything works a little differently when you're trying to make a video. Things sit a little longer than they ought to sometimes, but this is starting to look a lot better now. You can see it getting smoother and shiny. If I'd done it a little quicker, this would probably take it about 6 pulls. Oh, but we're starting to look good now. Getting a good stretch. And a fold. Oh yeah. It's coming together. Almost like working a pizza dough at this point. I'm gonna get that hot one more time. I think I'm gonna be good to go, and this time just about 5 seconds in the hot whey. Yeah, now it's stretching out really nice and smooth. And I'll just give that a few more pulls and folds. Very nice. Now, it's basically done, and I just need to form it into a nice ball. Now you could break this off into sections and form little balls like that. But I think I'm just gonna do one big ball. I'll stretch that, fold that one more time. Make sure we get nice, seamless mass here. At least on the top. And then I'm just gonna work those edges down and around into the bottom, right into itself like so. Give it a nice pinch once I get it down there. And I'm actually gonna squeeze that, pinch it off. I'll make another little ball out of that. Dip it in the hot whey and smooth it out a little bit. And now that can go right into my room temperature whey over here. And then I just need to let it rest in there for 20 minutes and we'll be done. Now let's see how we did. It feels pretty good. You can see I got a little seam there. I didn't get a perfect ball of cheese going, but I don't think that's gonna affect the flavor at all. Now let's give this a try. Ooh. Check out that bite. Very nice. It's nice and smooth. It's got that little springiness that's good in a good mozzarella. And the flavor is very light, as you'd expect, just like lightly salted milk. That is really nice. I'm not gonna call this perfect, but for my first time making it, I don't know if I could have done any better, especially trying to make a video of it. Oh, that is really, really nice. And think of all the things I can make with this. Let's see how we did. Whew. Check out that bite. Oh yeah. That is what I'm talking about. That has got to be the freshest pizza I've ever had in every sense of the word. And that cheese, it's nice and soft and gooey now. Oh my. And I hit that with some of my fresh farmer cheese, and you can see the recipe for that inside of the video for my apricot dumplings. So you should check that one out if you want to make that farmer cheese. Oh, but this is absolutely fantastic. If you're looking to get started making cheese, that farmer cheese recipe and this fresh mozzarella are the perfect place to start. So give those both a try, and I know you're gonna love them. Thanks for watching. Outstanding.